Yeah, thank you so much. Because when you come to talk about agric, you already mentioned that it's not only carrying your machete and
Yes.
tools to go to farm. No, they have rabbit, they rear rabbit, they
Yes,
rear
rabbits.
snails,
There are a lot of
birds and all those stuff. So you can diversify and choose the one that will be best for you. And they make good use of this internet. I know a young boy too who graduated even before this COVID. He's a marketer, but how does he do his own market? Through internet. He will just go to you if he targets a shop
yeah
that feel that people need certain things
sales.
there. He will just go there, liaise with the owner of the shop, and he becomes a marketer. He just put the wares in the
Online.
internet, online. And people, when you now, show interest, he will go and pick it and deliver to you. And he's making a lot of money. He's
Sales,
not begging now.
marketing, yeah.
It's not even. So these are the opportunities that has already been created for you as youth. And thank God you know much about internet. So make good use of it at this time. Don't just sleep at home. Don't be doing other things and say no job. Government cannot provide job for everybody. It's already very clear. So
Yeah.
help yourself in the best way, not by stealing, not by involving yourself into kidnapping and those. That's not what we're talking about. Because these things are being carried out by youths like you. But don't do that. There are other ways that you can put food on your table, you can invest and have respect for yourself. They say time and money only man.
Yeah.
There's a music like that, you need to, you should not be afraid of what opportunity is going to bring across your way. As long as you're alive, there's need for you to invest, whether as a child or as an old person.
Yes.
But I begin young. All these big men now that will say that the richest man in the world and all that, they started very young.
True.
Some of them may not even have opportunity you're having now. Some of them they stayed with some of their relations to bring them up.
True.
They were not brought up in their parents' house, But today, they are somebody that you can reckon with. People who want to associate with them. So you can as well have the same opportunity. You can also begin. But be very careful in your choice. Don't go to put hands in all this calo, bet and here and there. They will take your money more and more instead of giving to you. Please be very careful. When we are talking about investment, invest properly.
Calculated risk.
Yes, calculate. Be very, very calculative before your investment. We'll take a break now. And on return, we enter question and answer session. Vivid View, say and do it.
My name is Dayo Shulanke. As somebody who has acquired a skill, how do I raise an initial capital to start up a business?
My name is Alidu Hassan. Please, I want to know how a youth can survive in our business, harsh economic business, and the economic meltdown that's currently facing Nigeria.
Dear me Adeshola, my question, most graduates, after investing in school, in education, have no job. What is the advice for them?
Welcome back. The questions have already been asked by the audience. So, your response, please.
Thank you so much. The first person asked, how do you go about financing after getting training? How do you get money to start after you acquire the requisite training? One of the first things I would say is that your skill should have what I call a proof of concept. The skill you acquire should be something that can produce result. But you see, people will not give you a job except you show some track records. And how do you get track records? One of the ways to do that is to intern and work under someone who's already doing it. Another way to do it, from my own experience, is offer your services pro bono, or in other words, call it free. If you offer your services free to people and you're able to create real value for them, they're going to tell the next person that this person has provided these services for me, and then you can ask for money from that person. I don't encourage people to go about looking for money to borrow to start a business. If your skill and your idea cannot produce money, then that skill and idea in itself is not something worth spending energy on. So when it comes to financing, your ideas and your skills should be able to prove that it's valuable enough for people to pay. Then, like I said, offer these services for free or intern under somebody and grow as you go along the journey. Now, one thing I need to say is that you need to have a long-term approach to this thing. Most people think about investing or think about growing a business like they think about walking into a fast food and buying meat pie and just eating. There's a short term and there's a long term. I would say you pay attention to the long-term goal. So invest 12 months. You cannot become an expert in one day. And anybody that tells you it's easy, then it's a scam. You have to be able to pay attention and spend a lot of time. So ask yourself, after 12 months, what do you want to do in 2 years, in 3 years? If you invest 2 years or 12 months in one particular skill, there's no way that skill is not going to pay you. So you need to also think about it from that perspective. The other person asked the question, how can young people succeed in the current economic situation? The thing you need to go back to what we discussed earlier. It doesn't matter whether you're young or you're old. If you don't have what the market needs, you're not going to succeed. So going back to the foundation is, young person can succeed if you have a skill that someone is willing to pay for. Or if you have a product or a service that someone needs. People don't just give money. People don't just give opportunities. They give opportunities that is commensurate to the value that they're going to be getting from that person they're giving that opportunity to. And that's one of the things I would say. So success in any industry, in any country, in any economic environment is really about value exchange. The people who provide value are going to be the people who are going to benefit. And trust me, even when COVID-19 happened, there were a lot of people that made money from it. I made money from it, and I know there are a lot of other people who made money from it. So it's really about the skills that you have and how you're able to sell that skill. So irrespective of the economic situation. That's and to the last question, the person said, after investing in education without a job, what advice do you give? Now, when it comes to education, we need to think or rethink the concept of education. Education is not only about acquiring knowledge. Even though they say knowledge is power, the real power is applied knowledge. Knowledge in itself is potent power, but it's not power if it's not applied. That's why you have a lot of people who have information that they cannot translate to real skills. Now, when I use myself as an example, most people say things like, you need to have a first degree. Now, the thing is, I will not discourage you from going to school. But what I say is that you need to have, in addition to your education, have skills that people will pay for. I do not have a first degree. I know you'll be surprised. I never went to university. I dropped out of it, but trust me, I'm happy the route that I took, because when you invest in skills, irrespective of the market you find yourself, people will ask you to provide value for them. They will not ask you, what is your paper? What is your degree? Even the richest man in the world or in Nigeria needs value. And the moment you can interpret that value for him, they are going to pay you. So it doesn't matter whether you have a conventional education or you don't have a conventional education. If you have a conventional education, great. But you have to build beyond that. So you need to have a plan B. While going to school, what other skills are you acquiring? And I say, don't go to school because you just want to go to school and feel among. Learn a course that applies to that thing that you are passionate about, that skill that you want to build in 3, in 4, in 5 years. So education in itself is really about transformation. If it is not transforming you, if it is not changing you, if it is not changing your skill or your level of value that you're bringing to the marketplace, then that education needs to be retaught. So I would say it's not about getting a job, it's about providing value, and people will pay you for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This is VVView.